pay attention to the cycles. Everything that's happening right now that you feel like, I already been through this. Why does this keep happening? Why is this happening again? It's not just happening just to upset you or put fear in your heart or cause problems in your life. No, it's something for you to learn. It's something for you to gain. There's a way for you to evolve from this experience. And before we came here as humans, we signed up for these journeys to continuously show us that we are stronger than this human experience, to show us that we are more, that we are able, we are capable, and we are beyond what we see right now. So whatever you're going through right now that is, feeling like, oh, I already did this, or why is this happening? We didn't come here to question why things are happening to us. No, we came here to learn through these experiences, for us to grow through these experiences, for us to ask ourselves, why do we think that we can't handle this? Why do we think that we're not able to deal with this? It's just requiring us to tap into different knowledge and different awarenesses and different abilities that we didn't know that we had. And that's why it seems difficult, and that's why it seems hard, because it's something that we forgot that we're able to do. If you're in, and this is my testimony, I keep talking about this, I'm in relationships, or if you're in relationships where it's though it's not for your good, or that it's just not for your good, but because now that I'm saying that, those relationships, I've been with good people. It's just us being willing to go through and learn through the different experiences that we were facing. We had different traumas that were associated with each other, different traumas associated with us as individuals that we weren't able to face at that time. Does that make sense? And I mean by staying beyond the expiration of a situation or a relationship, that means that you were not able, it came to a point where neither one of you were able to grow beyond your perceived limitations at the time. Because we're able and capable to do anything. We're able and capable to learn what we need to learn in the situations once we come to the awareness that, hey, this is not a problem. This is a learning curve. This is like me needing to, pick up a different or go through a different chapter of a book. Like when we're reading a textbook, the teacher is like, okay, read chapters 1 through 3. We read that. But as we're facing problems in chapter 5 and 6 that we didn't read yet, we're like, oh, how are we going to do this? We're going to pick up the book and we're going to read chapters 5 through 6 or whatever I just said, and then that's how we'll be able to get through it. And I feel like us reading those chapters correlate to us reading ourselves, learning more about ourselves, learning more about God, learning more about spirit, learning more about the Holy Spirit, because that would be like a guidebook. That would be like a instruction on how we can deal with the situations that we're facing as humans, because sometimes it can feel like, oh, this is out of my hands. Like, I don't know what to do, Lord. You're going to have to take this one. You're going to have to take this one. That's where the term Jesus takes the wheel come from. But take note of the patterns. Every time that you give Jesus that wheel, it's because it's something that that's us reaching a whole nother level. That's us breaking through that level by us always turning to God. Like, oh, I'm realizing my physical and my human limitations. Let me go ahead and turn to that supernatural power and realize that everything is happening for a reason and not for my detriment. When you find out and realize that everything is happening for a reason, you get a different perspective towards your problems. Your problems are no longer problems. They're more so ways or chances for you to be able to, learn and grow. You'll be more willing to face them because you know that it wasn't designed to take you out. It was designed for you to learn, for you to be tested and pass it. Because we all signed up to be here regardless of what's happening in your lives. And I don't want to diminish anybody's struggles or anybody's strifes. But we all signed up to be here, and that struggle and that strife is leading you towards your purpose. It's a reminder of why you're here. It's like needing to take stock of your strengths even in that struggle. Does that make sense? So if you're sick, look at your advantages. Look at what you are strong in. Look at what you do have health in. If you're lacking money, Look in ways that you can help or receive help that is not surrounded by money. Does that make sense? You can still provide, you can still accept, even when you're feeling like you're in a position of lack. I was watching another episode of Coming Home. That's where people have near-death experiences. And this one woman, she died from a stroke. And she came back and she said that she was speaking with the higher power. She's speaking with God. And she was told to be aware of the patterns of her life. And that we're all here to learn something. We're all here to grow. We're all here to be reminded that we are more than this physical experience. We're here. This is our training. This is our stomping grounds. I'll probably link it down below. But these are our stomping grounds. And we came here to grow ourselves spiritually, grow our soul. We're not here to suffer. We're not here, and it might feel like suffering. Yeah, it might feel like suffering. But it's always something for you to learn within that experience. It's always a way for you to come on the other side of that. And I'm doing one of my papers that I'm doing in school was on Elijah Cummings when he said, don't mistake a comma for a period. We're getting on the other side of that comma. That struggle is not your period. That struggle is not the end. It's all just a perspective change to see that, yes, this is happening right now, but it's so much more that can happen. And depending on your mindset right now, depending on your awareness right now, is going to create that other side of that comma. It could be a continuation of what's happening right now, or it could be, this is where the trouble ends. This is where I learn my lesson. This is where I learn what I need to do next to better and not repeat and it could constantly grow whatever I view as a problem right now. Yeah. There was another woman. She was in an abusive relationship. She went into surgery. A lot of things happened. She ended up dying while she was in surgery. And she was speaking to the creator. And she was saying, I need to go back because I have 2 kids. And I can't leave my 2 kids with that man because that man, I already know what he's going to do. And he was like, okay, so what are you going to do when you go back? And he showed her all of the experiences that she went through where she endured that abuse. She came back and she was like, I have to leave this man. She waited into the perfect moment where he went out of town for a week or so. And then that's when she took the steps necessary for her to get out of the situation. She was intentional about it. She was purposeful about that. She knew that what was happening was not for naught. What she saw was not for naught. And she didn't need to spend her time trying to change that man, but she needed to just change herself and her environment. And she needed to get out of there so that she can move forward in a way that is way healthier for her children. Turns out she wrote a list of all the qualities that she wanted in a person. Not saying she was relationship driven, no. It just was time has developed to this point where it's like, okay, well, are all people bad? Are all people abusive? Are all men abusive? This is what I want in my partner. And then come to find out, God brought that to her. God brought that to her through her just living in her beautiful purpose, by her continuing to, go towards things that are better for her and not settling for what is. Don't settle for what is, because what is just what's happening right now. It's a pattern of what's happening right now. Does that make sense? Especially if that is not what you want. You're living in that pattern and being content and complacent in that aspect where it's beating you down. It's not evil. It's not allowing you to grow. When we're here to grow, we're here to help others grow. So if there's any way that you could continue to grow yourself, that's going to be a leading example for other people around you to grow themselves. Which is what this is all about, is growing and shifting and changing and recognizing our value, which is beyond these physical and human limitations. Don't get stuck in what's happening right now in these everyday mundane awarenesses. It's all trivial. It's all trivial. It's all just tests for you to be able to conquer, for you to be able to see your strength in, to see the benefit of. Yes, something bad's happening right now, but what are we gaining from this? What do we need to know and grow within ourselves for us to get out of that bad situation? What value can we take from that, and how can we start walking in that? Living is that. Talking is that. Breathing is that. Encouraging is that. Does that make sense? So I want everybody to comment down below. I see my patterns. I'm stronger than my weaknesses. I'm growing in my patterns. I'm stronger than my trials. I hope this was helpful. I hope you all see your patterns and are willing to grow beyond any limitations. I'll see you on the next video.